Chelsea are world champs.
World champions.
You lot are already world champions.
Chelsea are Club World Cup champions.
Chelsea are champions of the world.
World champions.
World champions, guys.
Chelsea, congratulations.
World fucking champions.
You have won everything in world football.
Yeah, world champions for 4 years.
Everything in club football.
You're the world champions.
World champions.
World
You
champs.
said
You are the world champions.
world champions, yeah? I'm not going to be one of them like saying, yo, like, there's a Tim Pot trophy. It's a pre-season trophy. Bro, it's a Club World Cup, man. See the size of that trophy, bro?
Chelsea are going to have a stamp on their chest for 4 years saying world champions.
They're going to have Club World Cup winners for 4 years.
4 fucking years saying world champions.
You like, I try to downplay it like the mad vacating, you get me? But you comes to a point when you're like, you know what, blood? Man can't even like. If they did a parade, yeah, man can't even knock it. You get me?
World champions.
The champions of the world.
They are the club world champions.
Chelsea are Club World Cup champions.
The best team in the world is now Chelsea Football Club.
Champions of the world.
And Chelsea aren't world champions now. Whatever you want to say about them.
They're going to be world champs for the next 4 years.
I ain't going to lie to you. I want to be there 4 years' time.
World champions at Chelsea Football Club.
Chelsea FC champions of the world.
My name is Troops. And I am the wise man. And I would like to introduce the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated world champion, Carefree Lewis G.
Yes, my guys. Big up every single one of you that's locked in. We are back live. We are back for a preview / transfer update / Chelsea update. All of that shit. We got a little bit to get into in today's show. I do think it's going to be one of the quieter streams that we've had on here, which is the famous last words for this channel, to be honest. But yeah, we're here to talk Chelsea, Nottingham Forest for a little bit. We've got some Jackson news. We've got Pochettino quotes to get through. Yeah, it's not 2024, guys. We do still have some Poch quotes to get into. We've got the latest on Xabi Alonso. And also, Man United might be saving us from Iraola to Chelsea, man. So we might end on a good note. But yeah, just a daily update for you guys today. We're going to send the link out to the panel in a little bit as well. But I don't think we're going to be live for too long. I just would rather do the preview for Nottingham Forest today. Because the weather's nice now. And the weather's going to be even better tomorrow. So I'll be real. I'm doing back again. And then I'm just going back out. Because I want to enjoy the good weather for as long as it lasts. Because this winter has fucking sucked. And yeah, it's good to have the sun back. And it's good for it to actually feel warm for once. But yeah, what's the chat saying? Big up to every single one of you that's in here. Big up to Daniel. Big up to Harry. No, I don't think I will be. I'm still kind of thinking about it, but I know I'm going to get closer to the game and I'm not going to be asked to go because fuck 12:30. And I still don't really know where we are with like Callum McFarlane. I might have a better idea by the Nottingham Forest game. But that game streams 1-1. That game is a 1-1 waiting to happen. Best away day you've ever done in the Premier League or in Europe? In Europe, Ajax. Or Atletico. In the Premier League, West Brom. West Brom when we won the league. Nothing's beating that. Even if that dickhead Louis tried to leave me at a service station. That was still a sensational away day. And I also don't know when our next Premier League win is going to be. Premier League trophy win. Actually, next win, who knows? Who fucking knows? Would you say we should keep Jackson as we know that he's better than Delap? Yeah, unless they can bring me someone better, yes. And I don't trust them to bring me someone better. So what's the point? Big up to Shawa, big up to Namaya. Make sure you, man, wish Namaya a happy birthday. Today is his birthday, so wish him a happy birthday, chat. Big up, you guys. Shout out to Dan's World. Big up to Fatter as well. He's been celebrating all week because Chelsea are going to, I think, Jakarta's your hometown, right? I know Indonesia's your, like, ethnicity and, well, the country you're from and everything, but is it Jakarta, the city? Either way, Chelsea are going to Indonesia, so Fata's on madness today, and I hope you're enjoying it, man. I know you will be there. Big up, my G. Oh, it is your hometown. Yeah. Big up, man. Big up. No wonder you're disgusted, man. Big up, bro. Big up to Ben. Big up to young Cuenca. I appreciate the kind words. I really appreciate the kind words. CFC 2015. You didn't see that I set the stream back 10 minutes earlier, so I could be 10 minutes late for this. But we'll take it. We'll take that, man. I don't think we're going to be able to get a Wolfie stream after. Just because the times don't really work. Tomorrow's his, did you say it was his mum's birthday or his missus' birthday? One or the other. And yeah, Saturday night ain't going to work for me. And then Sunday, I'm going to be doing the Manchester United watch along. I doubt we'll be able to do it Sunday. So you might have to park it till next season. If they're still in the Premier League next season. And they probably will be anyway. But yeah, shout out Fielder, man. Shout out to Tafari. Who else is in there? Big up to Pacharo for the donation. He's saying my Mexican goat Ochoa is retiring after the World Cup. Brother's still playing. How old is he? Because I ain't heard this name since 2014. Straight 40 years old. Fair play, man. He's had a really good career. That's all mad. That's all mad. Shout out to Maldini. Big up, my G. Big up to Boller as well. Big up to Kai. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. I'm going to be there soon, bro. Shout out to Tawan. Shout out to Grand. Yeah, big up, man. Yeah, big up, man. Big up to the chat. Big up to the chat. Maldini saying Iraola suits United better than us. That is fine by me because I don't really want Iraola over here still. I know you think the same way anyway. But yeah, big up to the chat, man. Big up to Fred. Don't knock anything yet on Marcus Alonso. Don't knock anything yet on Xabi Alonso or anybody that we're linked with. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Because in the eyes of Blueco, all of these guys have their own pros and cons. And a lot of them have their own cons that they're not going to be too keen on. Iraola, I don't think has managed 2 games a week. Marco Silva, I'm not sure if he's managed 2 games a week, but he's also had history of like being pissy with the board over at Fulham. And they're going to be looking at that with him as well. Oliver Glasner, his name got put on the list a few days ago. He's had his issues with the Crystal Palace board. They're going to be looking at that too. Xabi Alonso, there's a few cons that we're going to get into in terms of the eyes of Blueco. Not the way we visualize it, the way Blueco visualize it. But let's go into Xabi Alonso news and start on that anyway, because I see a lot of you guys in the chat are talking about it. So, with Xabi Alonso, the latest update that we've got is that the former Real Madrid boss is actually interested in the position. So first off, that's a good point. That's one good point. He is interested in the Chelsea role. It's not a Cesc Fabregas thing where he doesn't really have that much interest and Chelsea aren't going to move unless he shows some interest. He is interested in the Chelsea role. So that's a good thing. But there's a but coming. And I'm sure you guys know and expect that there would be a but coming. Pause. But the but is the initial belief from these opening agent talks is that for why do I keep saying Marcus? For Xabi Alonso to accept any Chelsea manager position, he would want a bit more control than what has been offered for any other manager, which, you know, with Blueco, they're not likely to give up that sort of control. Or they're more likely to tell you that they will and then lie to you. Just like what Maresca said, just like Poch said as well. We did see the overlap quotes from him as well. But it's not just for him. A lot of the managers that they're having opening conversations with are apparently asking for more control too. So something kind of has to give. Something's got to give. Will they finally secede control? Will they pretend that they're going to do it and take it back immediately afterwards? I'm leaning more towards the latter because they've had a habit of lying to managers all throughout the past anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, we brought that up yesterday. Joe Shields got Maresca. Winstanley and Stewart got Rosinha. And I don't know who went for Poch. I don't really know who went for Poch. Big up Dharmesh, bro. If you want the link later, let me know. But we are going to talk about it. Funnily enough, there was actually a few things I agreed with from what he said. But then he had to sound like a loser afterwards as well. But yeah, we'll touch on all of that later on. But yeah, Xabi Alonso and a lot of other potential candidates are asking for similar reassurances that they will get a bit more control than what Enzo Maresca or Pochettino was offered. So we will see. We will see if like they lie to them or if they actually give them advice, the control that they're asking for. There's a bit more on it. So whilst Alonso is initially interested in speaking to Chelsea about the role, the thoughts from our sources is that he will need a lot of convincing to actually take it. But he is open to at least having a chat with the club. Okay, that doesn't really sound as great as it first sounded. Well, that's a bit shit. That's a bit shit. Cuss Shields all you want, but people need to stop putting in with those two bums. Look, I hear it. My vibe right now is I'm throwing everybody into the Dutch pot. Everybody can get it. Because once you start taking people out, then suddenly, like, it starts blurring the lines, and then you start creating a ton of infighting. No, this guy should be in here. No, this guy should be in here. Throw them all in. Throw them all in. I'll be honest. Like, people can talk. We've had the conversations before about how Bowley isn't really in charge anymore or anything like that. Even I don't really care about that anymore. Ultimately, everybody on the blue coat, I'm throwing under the bus. Every single one of them. Until we're in a much more successful position, fuck them all. I think that's the best thing that you can do. Because once you start blurring the lines, you start inviting infighting between everybody else that should be on the same page. But I get what you're saying, Maldini. Big up, man. Right, so more on Xabi Alonso as well. He has communicated to Chelsea that he would want summer recruitment to focus around the centre-backs. Because what fucking manager is not going to ask for recruitment in the centre-back position after looking at the shit show that we have had to deal with for the best part of the last 3 seasons? 3 seasons? I mean, like, Maresca got the 3rd best defensive record of our centre-backs, but most of us still wanted a centre-back after that. But yeah, he has demanded the majority of the summer recruitment to focus around centre-backs. Simon Phillips has said it was already going to be that case. I will believe that when I see it, because we were meant to see that last year and we didn't get shit. We just got Garnacho. And this is just one of the many assurances he's after. The fact we're hearing this might well suggest it could even move this one, and that face-to-face talks are underway. And then we'll have to wait and see if there's any further announcements or advances, which you're probably not going to get anything further than what you're hearing for this manager or any other manager that we're speaking to as well. Because like we said yesterday, they're not going to do too much until the end of the season. Because a lot of these other managers are already in employment. But let me know what you man are saying, chat. Big up, my guys. Every bad thing always leads to Winstanley and Stewart. Yeah, because they're the ones that are in, like, majority control out of all the sporting directors. But Dave Fellows is meant to have, like, a lot of control over the next managerial appointment. So I'll be interested to see, like, do we move differently? Do we try and go for somebody a bit proven? Do the proven managers start to be the managers that look a lot closer to the Chelsea jobs compared to an Iraola or a Silva? Or is it in reverse? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Shout out to Jabbo in the chat. Big up, my guy. Big up to 250 plus in here as well. Big up, my G. I can't lie. This news is dead. As soon as you said Xabi wants more control and wants centre-backs, you can forget it. I hear that, but you missed the part where we've said that this is the case for a lot of the other potential candidates. We know that they've spoken to Iraola. Iraola might have asked for that. We know with Bournemouth, he doesn't really care about the transfer activity. But when you're moving to a bigger club with bigger intentions than Chelsea, you might want like a bit more control. You might have a bit more of a demand for the type of players that you want to see at your club. We don't know. Marco Silva, I would not be shocked if he wanted more control. Oliver Glasner, I would not be shocked if he wanted more control. We've seen the fallout at Crystal Palace. That's no surprise to me. Who else we've been linked with? Fabregas is basically said no anyway, at least till the end of the season. And I think that's all of the names that we've been seriously linked with so far. So my thing is, I get what you're saying, but if they are all asking for that, something has to give. Something has got to give. My NFL team drafted a player from London, England. Nice. I don't follow the NFL at all, man, but I'm glad you got someone English in there. Yay. Big up Pacharo, man. Bless up for the donation too, my G. Big up, bro. Big up, man. What else everyone say? They're not going to do Gary O'Neill. They're not going to go back to Strasbourg again. Even with Rossini, the only reason why they did that was because it was mid-season and there wasn't a lot of options in the market anyway. That's the only reason why they decided to risk ruining Strasbourg's season as well as ours. So it will not be Gary O'Neill. If we get a new manager and they're gone by December, then maybe it'll be Gary O'Neill. Maybe. I could hear that one. But not now. Not now. They're not going to fucking do that again. Do you know how many players are waiting to see on who the next coach is before they decide whether they believe in this project or not? If you bring another Strasbourg reject in that has done nothing in the game, you're just going to get a lot of players pushed to leave the club. So that's not going to be the case. They really, really want to make this one correct. But you're still incompetent as a motherfucker, so I don't know if you're going to do that or not. And I don't believe in you to do that anyway. So, yeah. The senior asked for a centre-back and got Sarr. I'm not saying that they're going to tell them that they've got more control and actually give it to them. They could easily lie. They've done a good job of it so far. As a Brazilian, Felipe Luis would be perfect. I'd be with Felipe Luis joining. He's a proven winner. He's won in the Brazilian league that I would personally view as one of the top 5 leagues in the world. So, yeah, Felipe Luis, I wouldn't have a problem with. At least he's won trophies. At least he built a very good team that was dominant. And I think went on a mad unbeaten run in Brazil as well. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But, yeah. Iraola and Silva can only work if they sign world-class players. Then facts. And even then, I still don't really want them because I want somebody proven. If you lot are going to do a project that involves bringing in inexperienced players a ton of the time, I need a proven manager. So, yeah. I don't have an NFL team. I ain't got one. I think it's a YouTube thing still. Sometimes people don't get the super chat option. Sometimes people do. I appreciate that you were considering to do it anyway. I appreciate that. But yeah, sometimes YouTube blocks the bag. It's a bit of bullshit, but we move. He's used to losing his best players at Flamengo and still winning. I'd be with Felipe Luis, but we haven't heard a single rumor about him. And he's not even got a job now. It would be a lot easier to try and get the wheels rolling on that. Never played Sarr, he's an idiot. Facts. Well, then the one time he did it, he played him at right back and he got cooked in 6 minutes. And now his rep's in the bin. Lovely. Lovely work, man. Lovely work. But yeah, that's all that we've got on the manager front. Now, I did see a lot of you guys ask about the thoughts on the Pochettino press conference. So, yeah, we can touch on that relatively quickly. So, funnily enough, I'll say this really quietly. There was a few things that Pochettino said that I actually kind of agreed with. I know, it's crazy. Even the devil himself will make some decent points. It's all mad. It's all mad. But I listened to the overlap while I was setting up the stream and coming back from getting my trim and everything. I had it on with my earphones, and he said that the ownership should do a better job at explaining what their process is, because many people don't seem to understand, and even he is unsure whether it's changed or not, which again, because we hear completely different things from the briefs, I kind of get that. He said what he understood with the project didn't happen and that he chose to walk away. And probably comes down to some of the players that he wanted to keep. He said on Chelsea's emphasis on data, there are some things that you can't measure through science or numbers. It is still a game that keeps some mystery that you cannot identify. Shoot many times, run or no run, or the throw-ins. And then he said that the owners need to connect with the coaches and they need to take the coaches a lot more seriously because the players ultimately will play and perform for their coach. And again, I find that hard to disagree with. Because I just look at the difference between like Maresca and Rossinha. Maresca had the players on board. Even they were a bit frustrated with their role or the amount of minutes, like a Dewsbury Hall, for example, they respected the manager and they wanted to fight for the manager. Poch, for as much as I don't like that brother's structure, and I thought he was a fucking bumbling idiot, he did have a ton of the players on his side, at least. Shame he was a bit of a bum tactically, but we move. Liam Rossinha, everything up until PSG away, I feel like he had enough of the players on side. Everything with Rossinha I can just put to before PSG away and after PSG away. And after PSG, you could tell the players did not believe in the coach. And then you could just see the performances just start to drop off. Because, like, we're lying if we say Rossinha was garbage throughout his entire time at Chelsea. It's a straight lie. Like, you look at before the PSG away game, we were not that bad at all. Everything after the PSG away, a load of bollocks. A load of bullshit. So all of that, I kind of agree with. There was another quote that I wanted to bring up. Where was it? Did I find it? Did I have it saved? No, I didn't have it. I think that's the majority of it. So, like, he said a lot of stuff about the ownership that I do find myself agreeing with. But then he also had to sound like a loser because he started glorifying making it to the Carabao Cup final and the semi-final. And then he blamed both losses on a lack of experience. And then after that, he said, like, every transfer that happened before he joined, I was happy with, I was fine with. And then I was even fine with Palmer and Disasi joining. So it's like, well, you can't cry wolf about inexperience and then say you were happy with the quality of the squad when you walked in the door. How the fuck does that make any sense? And also, the Carabao Cup final was your fault. You defended against children, you bum. The City game, I'm not going to blame on Poch. That was not on him. That was not on him. That was straight Nicholas Jackson being an idiot and just missing a ton of chances. I'm not blaming Poch for that City loss in the semi-final. It would be disingenuous. But ultimately, it seems like everything we know about Blueco, these men lie about a ton of... they lie to a lot of managers. They promise a lot of things. They promise an upgrade in quality. That's what Poch hinted at as well in that overlap interview. And then they fail to show it in the market. Then they credit themselves with any progress made. And then they don't give the manager or the players any of that credit because they think they know better, which you don't. You don't. So ultimately, there was a lot of things I agreed with on that Poch interview. It was probably the best interview that I've seen from him. But you're still exposed that you're a loser. And yeah, I'm still glad you're not here. And yeah, fuck that guy. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Pochettino's quotes and everything he said on the overlap. I did find myself agreeing with a lot of the stuff that he said about the project in general, but ultimately still sounded like a loser. Still sounded like a loser. Big up to Pacharo saying, if you moved to the US, what state would you live in? Not sure. I really don't know. Somewhere warm. So, like, I don't know. Maybe one of the southern states or something. Yeah, like maybe Miami. And maybe Miami or something like that. I don't know. I've only been to the US once and I was 1 year old. Big up to Fuzzbrain saying, daily reminder, Poch out. Yeah, you still had to leave. You're still a bum. But I do agree with a few of the things that you said about Blueco in the overlap interview. I do hear all of that. And yes, Steve, how'd I forget about that one, bruv? The man was trying to flex. Oh, we should have won the Premier League, but Chelsea cheated. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut up, man. One of your biggest achievements at Tottenham is winning at my ground. Winning at Stamford Bridge is one of the biggest achievements you've ever had as their coach. Shut your dumb mouth. Big up Steve, man. Big up Broski. I know, bruv. Look at this shit, man. I have to agree with the devil incarnate. It's all fucked. It's all fucked. What else everyone say? Brendan, I will time you out for that shit. Don't fucking play with me. Fucking joke. Showa, trust me, man. Get UCL and C Slot sacked. Now he's... Hey! This is another reason why I hope we get Xabi Alonso, man. These Liverpool fans are going to be fuming if they let Xabi Alonso walk into Cobham. I need that. I fucking need that, man. Man said it's a sign of the end times. That's a top comment, man. Big up. Hell no. Hell no. The fuck? It was always garbage. The Arsenal games were before PSG. Tell a lie. That Arsenal first leg, I look at a lot more sideways now. Because of Rafinha's incessant need to tell Sanchez to build up slowly from the back. And the amount of pressure that Arsenal were putting on us in that first half because of that. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know? The second leg, I'm not that mad about. So I think no Palmer, no Esteval. You kind of had to play that way. It is what it is. But the first leg, the way we kept getting caught in our own half by Arsenal, it was solely because Rafinha wanted Sanchez to build up slow from the back. I hear that. I hear that one, Daniel. You make a very fair point. So that's the one game I'd be annoyed about before PSG. That's the only one. And that does carry a lot of weight because it's Arsenal. Fuck off. Get to fuck. Any other quotes? Any other quotes? Maldini, Fez, I hear it, but there was a couple things I agreed with there. It is what it is. No way. No, I timestamp Mulati. Timestamp. I need that. I need that. Would you be pissed if Maresca went to London? I'll be. If Maresca went to Arsenal, my heart would break into pieces, man. That would actually be the first time I'd genuinely be concerned about Arsenal winning a major honor. And I mean that shit. I fucking mean that shit. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. First season, Maresca kept having Sanchez do that too. Yeah. That's completely fair. That's why I was so glad this season when he stopped him doing that. And suddenly he looked a lot better than I ever thought he could be. But yeah. I should time you out for that. That is egregious. That is straight disgraceful, man. That is straight disgraceful. Torn between United and Liverpool. Nah. You know what? Let Liverpool have that win. I want to see them suffer with the realization that they're going to have another year of slot ball. I need that. Misery loves company. And that loss to Man United, it will only hurt from a derby perspective. And to be honest, fuck them, man, too. Liverpool fans will celebrate that away win at Old Trafford until it means that it confirms that slot is staying. And that is the copium that I need to piss off people for the next week. So I need that. Yeah. Obviously, depends what club, but yeah, I don't think his next move will go badly. I really don't. Knocked out by Villa. What cup? No, you're talking about Villa away last season. Yeah. Fucking Jorgensen. And then he did the same thing away at PSG. Yo, he's actually a bum. He's actually such a fucking bum, man. Yeah, you get it, man. Oh, they slot. La. Come on. Did you see Eunice give you props? I did see the tweet. Shout out to Eunice. Big up, man. 33-43. That's the one. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Because I know he's going to be saying that through gritted teeth. 33-43, we were told. Yeah, but when Arteta leaves, that's a very important question, my friend. When does he leave? As long as Arsenal stay as a consistent top four side, there is no reason for him to leave. There is no reason at all. Okay, I think we found the link. Big up, Alexis, bro. I hope you're well, man.
If they get this done, it spoke to me. Alonso to Chelsea. If they get this done, it spoke to his agent in the last couple of days for Sam. How big a statement could this be from Chelsea if they land him?
First of all, just quickly, Rob referenced PSG. Newcastle. PSG had 2.52 XG against Newcastle. Anyway, back to the topic. When it comes to Xabi Alonso, if he becomes Chelsea manager, he's dead to me. I no longer wish him any success because that's a club I never want to come back. I saw these.
Raw. The man won you a Champions League, mate. What?
To Xabi Alonso, if he becomes Chelsea manager, he's dead to me. I no longer wish him any success because that's a club I never want to come back. I saw these links. I saw the stuff that they're saying. They're saying they're going to approach him. So I don't know if obviously it's up to him to say yes or no. He was involved in those Benitez, like Mourinho wars. The players that played in like those.
Does he hate Benitez and Torres? That's what I need to ask him. That does he hate Benitez? Does he hate Torres?
I think have a special hatred in their soul for Chelsea, but it didn't shock me. Benitez himself became Chelsea manager. In terms of like how I look at him, bro, like I'd lose respect for him if he becomes Chelsea manager. That's the truth. Can he revive Chelsea? Not by himself. Same way Iraola can't revive him just by himself. Because if Xabi Alonso becomes Chelsea manager and in the summer they buy 17 kids again, nothing's gonna happen. Because I don't think Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp or Arteta or anyone can fix them with the way that they run their football club. So for me, yes, it would be a step in the right direction, but they would need to change the way that they buy players. They would need to change the way that they operate in the transfer windows. They would need to operate the way that they do stuff in the transfer windows. So for me, I think Chelsea need to hire a manager of that level because the one thing about us three, Terry fell for it a little bit during.
Yeah, he's not saying anything wrong here.
We were never anti.
Xabi Alonso stuff surprised me a little bit, but he's not saying anything wrong here. Like Xabi Alonso and a ton of children and inexperienced players are not going to push us to where we want to be. Xabi Alonso is a step in the right direction. That is a proven manager. That is a proven winner as a player and as a coach, and it's a person that the players will respect immediately. But you also need to bring in some players that will be respected as well. Simple as that. As simple as that. Speaking of the players, though, we did have a little bit of updates on our attackers. So, Nicholas Jackson, his price tag hasn't dropped. No shock. All I want to say on this is that this is why I'm not worried about Enzo Fernandez. This is why I'm not worried about Cole Palmer. This is why I'm worried about like any of our key players like being pushed away from our club. Because ultimately, they still have to reach our valuation of whatever we view these players. Jackson is still viewed as a £60 million player. We didn't have anybody come close for that last summer. I don't think we're going to have anybody come close to that valuation this summer. So, no reason to worry about... Well, do you worry about Jackson? Even I don't really worry about Jackson. I rated him while he was here. Cole Palmer, viewed at 150 to 170 million. He is not playing like a player that should be valued at that money. So, where are you going? Why? Oh, Manchester United are interested. Big whoop. I don't care. I couldn't care less. Because they're not going to pay the money that we want for him. Cucurella's a maybe. We did see like a few days ago that from, was it El Chingarito or something like that, that Barcelona do have an interest in Cucurella. So that could be something to keep an eye out for in the summer. He has got 2 years left on his contract. We don't look like we're going to renew his contract. So we could listen to offers for him. But Enzo, I don't think Madrid are going to pay what we asked for him. Palmer, I don't think United or anyone's going to pay what we asked for him. Jackson, who's paying money? Who's paying 60 million for Jackson? I don't think anyone is. I don't think anybody is. So, but Nizar Kinsella has said that we have Delap, Hiu, Pedro, Omega to join in the summer, and Jackson, and 2 of those players are likely to be sold this summer. So, Delap, off your fuck. Mark Hiu, off your fuck. Newcastle aren't interested. What's his name? One of their sources, was it Luke Edwards or something like that? He said that. He said a few days ago, Newcastle don't have interest in Nicholas Jackson. So until I hear otherwise, I guess all the links from last year have died out a little bit. Plus, I'm sure Newcastle would have to sell first before they even look at getting Jackson for the amount that we value him for. Hiu, Delap, off your pop. Omega might be gone anyway, even before we talk about either of them, because he might go back to Strasbourg with Panicelli doing his ACL. So, yeah, I don't really have any worries about any of them still. On social media video, questions McFarlane and his staff's links with Joe Shields, accusing it. Yo, that's the Kinetic video. It's gone mainstream. Lovely shit. Lovely shit, man. Barca are interested in João Pedro. Same energy. Will they pay the amount that we demand for João Pedro? I don't believe they will. I don't believe that they will. So look, maybe João Pedro might be interested in the move. He hasn't shown any hints of wanting to go. But you know, South Americans and Barcelona and Real Madrid, that could be a dream move for him. We don't know. But if I had to put money on anything, I'd put money on João Pedro being a Chelsea player next season. I don't see why I don't see if he would leave. He hasn't made any push to want to leave. You've only been here for a season. And even in spite of all the chaos that's going on, you've still managed to show your quality. So Chelsea will probably price him the fuck out. And if they want to talk to Barcelona, they'll talk to Barca about Cucurella. I don't think Jackson would go back on loan unless it's a late decision. I want Alonso to join Chelsea. Blueco won't buy centre-backs. We'll have to see. Part of me wonders if they'd be so stupid to go into another season without sorting our centre-backs. But they already went into one season without sorting our centre-backs and we lost Levi Colwill. So, they're idiots. They are idiots. I can't help stupid. Villa could have interest. Villa could do. I haven't heard anything to say that they haven't got interest, but yeah, look, maybe Villa could be a look. He has played under Unai Emery before. They have had links with him before. That could be something, but I haven't heard anything on Villa. I've heard nothing about Villa and Jackson this year. Heard Madrid have about 110 million for Enzo. I'll believe that when I see that fielder, bro. But big up, man. Anything else from the chat? Anything else from the chat? Yeah, that's a brilliant attack. Don't get it twisted. That is nuts. And he's already spoken to Rafinha about Barcelona anyway. And I know you're saying food chain and everything. Will you pay the amount that Chelsea would ask for him? And I don't think that they would sell João Pedro like anyway. I don't think that they would push for the move. I don't think they'd give them a realistic fee. If they were to pay stupid money for João Pedro, maybe we'll have the conversation. Maybe. That's if they pay stupid money. Why the fuck is my TV just switched on? Shut the hell up. Fucking joke. Fucking joke. How would we score if he leaves? And Orbs, no. No. Brother, like, we've nuked our goal difference. We haven't got a Premier League win since March. We are a day away from May. So, yeah, I don't believe in that. But that does segue pretty well to the Chelsea-Nottingham Forest preview, because I do kind of think that we're getting Nottingham Forest at the right time. But I didn't deep how good their form is. Sheesh. These, man, correct me if I'm wrong, have got 1 loss in their last 10. I think we've got 1 win in our last 2, if you want to count Port Vale. We've got 2 wins in our last 10 games. That is disgraceful. And yes, we finally got a clean sheet against Premier League opposition, but it wasn't in the Premier League. And our last clean sheet in the Prem was January 17th. January 17th. Yeah, the players look more eager to play. That is lovely. I think there's too much ground to cover to get back into the Champions League, unless you get 6th and Villa win Europa. And if that happens, that happens. But you're not going to see me celebrating Villa throughout the Europa League because, yay, we got a UCL place. I think it's incredibly tin pot. But yeah, Abdi, that was his first Premier League game, and we got his first and only clean sheet in the Prem. Life after Maresca. It's lovely, man. It's fucking lovely. But yeah, Forest aren't entirely safe, but thankfully we've got them sandwiched in between 2 Aston Villa games. So with that in mind, they might rotate a little bit. But even then, there'll probably be a problem to break down anyway. And like, looking at our attack, there's only one player I can really rely on, and that's João Pedro. Enzo, though, was phenomenal in the midfield last game. And I would like to see us go back to doing Lavia, Enzo, and Caicedo in the midfield, move Neto into the left, and put Palmer on the right-hand side. And Palmer, I need you to wake the fuck up. And wake the fuck up real fast, because we got an FA Cup final in 3 weeks, and you do not look ready for it. You are facing up with someone else in Morgan Gibbs-White that wants your number 10 spot. And you're acting up. You're playing like a bum. I'm going to need you to wake up, and I'm going to need you to wake up fast. Because the performances that I'm seeing are not good enough. They're straight not good enough. Enzo, fair play. You came back. You worked your socks off. Lavia, brilliant game. Brilliant game. Caicedo, I don't really have much more to say with you. Moises Caicedo, man. And it was good to see Callum McFarlane go to something that looked a little bit similar to like the way Maresca usually sets us up in our build-up play in possession too. But we need to win. We need to win if we have any chance of even like making Europe. Because if we lose this, I think the lowest we can drop to is 12th place. I need to see if any of the teams below us are playing each other, but it doesn't look good in the mid-table part of the table. Brentford have West Ham. So, like, everybody's going to be against Brentford in that game. Fulham have Arsenal. I can't lie. I wouldn't even care if Fulham won that game. I wouldn't give a shit. I don't care, man. Like, my agenda's too strong. Everton got Man City, so Everton probably won't be going above us. And Sunderland have Wolves. Wolves. All right, so that's one team we've got to look out for. So Sunderland could go above us. Brentford could go above us. Fulham and Everton might not. Might not. So let's say the lowest we could drop to is realistically 10th, but it could go as low as 12th. If we win, we could go up to 6th. If Brighton drop points away at Newcastle, oh, forget that. Well, that's not happening. And Bournemouth play Palace. And that's sandwiched between a Conference League game. So that might not happen either. Okay. Well, that's a shame. That is a real shame. I think we win 3 out of 4 in the league now and draw at Liverpool's 6th place pending. Well, Sunderland's home form isn't as good as I thought it was. So there's a chance there. Tottenham is Tottenham. Nottingham Forest, like, you guys, I need you to go and show me a good performance again. I need you lot to do that again. Just because, like, look, it was great doing that against Leeds, but part of me thought Leeds would shit the bed. And they shat the bed too. That's not to knock the way that we played. It's just like, I just feel a little bit fragile with Chelsea right now. with like the fact that we have an under 21 coach in charge who has done pretty well for his level. I'll be completely honest. He's done really well. It's just not enough for me to go off to start getting overly gassed. Like, I'm gonna be moving very delicate with the games that we have coming up. Except maybe Tottenham, because have some fucking shame and dignity and go beat Tottenham. Don't piss me off. But yeah, Jason, that's it as well. They've got a good record at the Bridge. They've got a good record so far in the league. They're in form. They're third in the form table in the Prem. They've got 3 wins, 2 draws in their last 5 games. When we face Leeds, I didn't even know this stat at the time. Leeds, I don't think, have ever scored at the new Wembley. I saw a Leeds fan say that on Twitter. I don't know if it's correct or not, but apparently they have never scored at Wembley. So I'm not surprised that they shat the bed at Wembley again. I'm really not. Good game from Chelsea, but please, please, do it again. Do it again. That's all I want. Go and do it again. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. That's my thoughts on the game so far. 20-minute cameos off the bench on so far. I'll be real. Fuck all that, man. Because I don't want to see Garnacho and Neto play. Fuck that shit. Enzo can play in the 10. Keep the Lavia and Caicedo pivot going. Have Santos come on off the bench. Play Palmer on the right. Because everybody told me he's a right winger and he's not a 10 and Maresca's misprofiling him. That's what I was being told. So, no. Start him and start playing well. I'm not babying Palmer no more. I'll be real. I'm not doing it. You're fit. Fucking turn up. Turn up, man. You're playing like cheeks. Sorry, bro. Sorry, man. I did see another comment, but someone asked about Hato. Hato goes straight back into the lineup, by the way. He goes right back into the lineup. I don't really like tossing. Love for the Leeds game. I didn't even know you had a game like that in you. That's the last time I want to see you in a Chelsea shirt. Off you go. Off you go. Jarell Hato, you go back into the lineup. I'm just kind of glad we kept a clean sheet even without him in the lineup because I was scared shitless when I saw Tosin on and him on the bench. But yeah, you play Hato and Chat. What do you want? Do you want Chalobah or Fofana starting? Chalobah did relatively okay, bar like 1 or 2 errors in the first half against Leeds. And Fofana has had like the most consistent partnership with Hato. He's played with him the most. So let me know what you man are saying. I'm just going to go with a few more of the past comments. Tottenham are fighting for their lives, won't be... Bro, these men have injuries up to their eyeballs. I'm not worried about Tottenham. Even if I say I'm going into games delicate, not Tottenham. Not Tottenham. It is very simple. You're facing the weakest Tottenham side we're ever going to face. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Go win the game. Fuck off. I'm not doing it. Not fuck off to you, Shower, but to like be concerned about Tottenham talk. Fuck that. Fuck that. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, not a single Fofana comment. Not a single Fofana comment. Yeah, your stocks are in the grave, man. Sheesh. That's too far. That is too far. And I've dropped basically all of my Fofana stocks. That is too far. But, cool. Gusto, Chalobah, Tosin, Hato. That works. Because James still ain't fit, unless Callum McFarlane tells us otherwise. And Josh don't get anything except them pity minutes at the end of the game. So, yeah. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Man said what? Hato makes too many mistakes. Where? Brother, he's our player of the year. For whatever that's worth, he's our player of the year. Decent on the ball, but makes too many defensive errors. Yeah, I don't agree. I absolutely don't agree. There's been games where I've seen our defense get torn to damn shreds, and Hato is still one of the only players that I could say, yeah, you can leave with your head high. It weren't your fault. I ain't that mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong here. Drop Cuckoo, he's been shit lately. I didn't think he was bad against Leeds. At Brighton, everybody was garbage, and I don't mean that to defend Cucurella. I just feel like shit. Everybody was bad. Everybody sucked. Pause. Any one of these other comments? Yeah, no pecking order. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Used to make bare mistakes. First half of the season, yeah, that's calm. He just didn't seem comfortable inverting from left back. Probably needed a bit more time to get used to that sort of role. That was just it. I don't really see him invert like that. And if he's playing in the middle, he's playing as a centre-back, so he's not inverting into a centre-back position. Sideways Santos. Look, Santos is just a little bit safe, but I don't mind that. Santos being the safe midfielder at the end of the game and Caicedo being the one making the risk-taking passes. Oh, no. Oh, no. The better passer is being given the instructions to make the riskier passes. Now, I wouldn't say JP. He'd be second for me for Player of the Year. If we're talking performances from January onwards, it's Hato. It is just Hato. João Pedro would be second for me. And then... yeah, I'm not picking anybody. I'm not picking anybody still. Yeah, fuck that, man. Fuck all of that. But, yeah, no. I'm good. But be gone, Guna. Not a chance. Not a damn chance. But yeah, let me send this link out. We'll see who's about. Probably won't be live for too much longer. But we'll see what everybody's saying. You man, smash up the likes anyway, subscribe, all of that shit. And yeah, up the Chelsea. We'll chill for a bit longer, and then I want to enjoy the rest of this sun. If anything happens tomorrow, you probably will see a video, unless it's something mad, like a big topic or something. Because I want to enjoy this sunlight. Oh, wait, it's 7 months for the sun to come out properly. Yeah, you, man, hit up those lights. Big up, man. Yes, Fatter, I know you're in a celebratory mood. What are you saying?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't had a sleepless night like today, though.
Why? You knew that brief was dropping anyway.
I can't lie.
Watch the pictures, by the way. No, you're Mar one or like any nudity or not.
Hey, I can't lie though. Do you know what? I don't want to say it here, but like I saw it coming since Man City game. Like I knew that when that rumor came out. Like I was just playing the quiet game.
Yeah, because like this was probably already confirmed from like 2 weeks ago. This is just the official announcement for it.
Yeah, it was already been confirmed 2 weeks ago, but the actual conversation was taking place 2 months ago. It was with Bowley and the president apparently.
So no Igbali, no nothing.
No, Bowley went to Bowley went to a business conference in DC after Burnley game. I'll send you the article basically on WhatsApp.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. What date is it though? Because I know the season starts like late August or something.
Saturday, 8 August. So
8th of August. Okay, so I'll give them about
2 weeks before it's
2-3 weeks. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I've seen a few complaints about like us doing a fucking world tour during a World Cup year with the games that the teams have already played so far. But I don't think it's that bad if the league's starting later. Because at least it's accommodating for things. Last season, we didn't have anything accommodate for a pre-season or a Club World Cup or a post-season or none of that. Big up, Andrew.
Hello. That's the thing, because the World Cup's in US. It's like I don't think it doesn't make any sense like for the European teams going to the US. Just purely that I just think they want to get out from the US though because of the heat.
They've already been there. We've gone to the US like every year since Clear Lake's taken over. There's no point going again.
Yeah.
I don't know. You say the heat, it'll be very humid in Asia. You know.
Yeah, but at least I hear it, but still in it.
It's just money. That's what it is. It's about money.
Yeah, like I don't mind because we have a later start to the season, so I'm not really too fussed about it. And like players will still get their 3-week vacation. They'll still get 2 weeks in London, so they'll be able to like acclimatize their body clock back to like English time and everything. It's all relatively fine. It's all fine.
No, just go to Bali, man. Go have a holiday in Bali.
Go to Bali.
That ain't gonna help with the body clock.
Yeah, what's that gonna do?
The sleeping pattern's still gonna be fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Andrew, what were you making about all of these manager briefs that we've seen so far? It's opening talks with the likes of Xabi Alonso, Iraola, Marco Silva, Glasner, but all of them are pushing for more control over transfers and just managerial control in general. So it feels like something's going to give now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said that to you last week, didn't I? That we're at the weakest point of negotiation for about 26 years when it comes to manager. So we have got no leg to stand on. We have to acquiesce. Sorry, we have to concede and you know, whatever it's reassurance or we have to give in essentially because we haven't got no leg to stand on when it comes to negotiation. So we're not side A of this contract. We're side B. Do you know what I mean? we're the poorer fighter on this this card essentially. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to be ended up taking the leg. Now, what the person who takes over has to make sure that everything is written down and is in a legal contract that we agreed to. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Hopefully with no loopholes.
Yeah, I don't listen. When they say hand in transfers, I don't think any manager's going to come in and go, yeah, I get to decide this. I get to decide every transfer, right? I'm in no fault that won't happen. But more a case of, I want to work with that player. I want that type of player. I want this age player. I want this experienced player. I don't want a 16-year-old for Guatemala. You know what I mean? You know, something like
that's what Maresco was asking for. He wasn't asking for specific names. Right. I'm not so sure about Poch. Poch was more about keeping Trev and Gallagher, if anything.
Or I want Premier League proven players. I want ready-to-go Premier League players. Do you know what I mean? I don't want people to come, no matter how talented they are, I don't want to have to wait 6 months and to settle in. You want to do that, that's fine. But you're going to give me the bulk of the Premier League players that I want, and then you can bring those players in to settle because I've already got the other players in to help the guy settle, and I won't have to rely on him. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. But you know, I think football fans' mindsets are very weird, right? Because I get like this pushback on Iraola, right, in terms from some of his fan base, and I'm not like saying I want him, but it's like going, oh yeah, but he's the Bournemouth manager. Then in my mind, I'm going, but we would have gladly taken Semenyo, right, from Bournemouth, yeah.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we take the guy who managed him for a few years, who got him up to the level to get a transfer out of Bournemouth? Why wouldn't we do that? Huh? Why is it different?
You know what it is though, Andrew? I think there's a bit of like, I think sometimes we get confused because some of these managers don't have the same expectation or pressure at that club that they're in. But it's still so they have that bit of time where they can lose games, and so many of those games where he's not playing as well. Like you get it, they actually get the time for that player to develop a little bit more. But like some of these what you're saying, I'm with you because I got kind of confused because if people mention Marco Silva, they'll tell you he's too defensive or negative. If you say Iraola, he's too attacking, he runs too much.
I think the point is this, right? Is that my point is what I'm saying is that we're okay to bag the player from Bournemouth, right? We're okay to take him like Semenyo, but why aren't we like okay to take the manager who coached
because people want the bigger names, bro. People just want that big name. That's what they want.
But it's just a weirdness of that.
I think there's just like there's more of an emphasis on like needing experience with the manager now as opposed to needing it with the players. Especially when you see, like, even when they say they're going to tweak the model, they're not really going to tweak the model. And I think it's just like them talking about like the toss-in transfer being an example of how we're going to tweak it, even though you've done it. So if you're not going to tweak the model with younger, inexperienced players, You need to bring me an experienced manager that's at least done it.
No, but it's
at
like
the top level.
That's fair.
No, but it's like
That's
it's
fair.
like when people go like, "Oh, Iraola, what's he done at Bournemouth?" And I'm going, Bournemouth should be in relegation battles every season.
Yeah.
They're Bournemouth, for Christ's sake. They've got 20,000 seat stadium, and last season he had his goalkeeper and basically his back four ripped away from him. Yeah, he went. I'm not backing him, by the way. I don't think we should, but it's like he should be in the relegation battles. He's got Bournemouth competing for European places. Bournemouth.
So you're saying it's like you get the point, but it's like we're coming across as more even disrespectful on what Iraola is doing now.
It's like what we do. I'm not saying we should get, but it's like open your eyes a bit more and go. He's actually done a fantastic job at Bournemouth. People go, "Oh, he's got like a 45% win ratio." It's Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, man.
For Christ's sake.
Bournemouth's expectation to be staying in the Premier League. Simple as that.
Bournemouth's expectation. No, but they're not even. He's going above their expectations. Fatter. He's competing for European places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's not even like being like. He's not sitting there in 12th, 11th, 12th place every season, going, he's trying to get them up. And look at the players that they've sold while he's been coaching there. They've not been sold for like 5 million, 10 million. We're going to hoist him to Real Madrid. Yeah, he's not playing well. Zabani to PSG. Kirkes to Liverpool. Semenyo to Man City. And everyone rates about that Krupi. Who's managing Krupi at the moment? It's Iraola, for Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Junior Krupi, man.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Like him.
Not wrong. It's like open.
And to chat, he's not even saying this to say bring Iraola to Chelsea. He's just saying like more nuanced conversations on the managers.
Open your minds. Open your minds. That's what it is. It's right. It's like I don't think people realize. Someone put in there. Yeah, I think so. Entitlement. Yeah, but we have to look at where we are at the moment. We're weak. We're weak. We're weak at the moment. We're Chelsea in name only. We're weak. We might not even be in Europe next season. Do you know what I mean? We're weak, bro. Open your eyes.
Honest, like, we can't even get annoyed about like the names that were around because like when it was Poch leaving, it was literally De Zerbi and a ton of championship coaches. We weren't even looking at Prem coaches. It is mad though. Is that what they think tweaking the model is now? Though no, we're not looking at championship managers now. We're looking at just Premier League coaches. Not even if they've won it or not.
You know what's funny though? Tweaking the thing could mean tweaking the way we play, not necessarily the actual the actual structure.
A load of bollocks. They tried. It's like them acting like we never saw Tosin join for a free. They're like, if there's all the players that are more affordable for us, yeah, we might go in from because you thought Tosin was that.
But one of the briefs said, we're looking for. I'll paraphrase. Like he said, proven or a stable manager. And why the fuck did you hire Liam Rosenior? Then if you want a stable and proven manager, that's what I'm talking about. These briefs, read the briefs. Never believe them. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Always take them with a huge chunk of salt when it comes to these briefs. Because that's exactly what they are. They keep saying the same three names. I bet it won't even be any of these three names. It'll be someone from left field that no one's talking about. Do you know what I mean? And we go,
maybe Eddie Howe or something was another
too
name.
Too much nonsense coming out from the club. Like action speaks louder than words. It's as simple as that, really.
But I will say this, and I'll say it again: the manager has to be done by the first week of the World Cup.
Yeah, of course.
Cannot be after the World Cup. It has to be the first week of the World Cup.
And
that's what I heard. The plan was. The plan was apparently to get it done by late May, early June.
There you go.
Yeah.
Be ready for preseason.
No, I want it announced by then. I think it should be
before then. That's what I mean. It'll be done by them.
Yeah, it should be. Because we need plans. We've got the World Cup, people showing up late. We don't know who we're buying, whether we're going to be in Europe. If we're not in Europe, that means we don't need as big a squad. If we're not in Europe, because we're only going to be playing once a week, right? Do you know what I mean?
That means
so we don't need
more loans.
We can sell, but that means we can sell more and buying less, but the buying has to be better than what we sell. Do you know what I mean? So,
and the sell also has to be very high too, just to even get to.
Well, that's what I mean. So that's where you sell more, you buy in less, but then
buy with more quality, ideally.
Yes,
I get
more quality.
I get you.
Right
now, the only actions that they can do is just keep talking to managers. They're not going to do anything till the end of the season because too many of them are in jobs.
They have to convince them, like really, really convince them to try to come to the club.
No,
Yeah, but then a lot of these guys
their
aren't going to get
demands.
convinced unless they get given more power.
They have
Because
to give
everyone
in to
sees
all
the
of their
briefs around
demands.
Chelsea and the mess that we're not even perceived to be, the mess that we are right now.
They have to give in to about 80% of their demands. You know that? They have to give in to a bulk of their demands. That's why I read Xabi Alonso wants reassurances. You damn Skippy, he wants reassurances. And if he doesn't get them, he should walk away. And I
don't even believe it's just him. I think Marco Silva,
all of
Glasner,
them.
Iraola, all these men want the same assurances.
All of them. Like I said, I know I'm not going to be in charge of all transfers. I'm happy. I'm fine with that. But I want a say in them, and I don't want you to give me eight kids to try and build up. I want proven players ready to go. You know what I mean?
Hey, by the way,
and no more like project players that
you've
you
done the
have a
project
certain
thing. It's not
fetish for,
working.
like when Stanley and Garnacho.
Hey,
projects.
Hey, imagine because today Burnley also sacked Scott Parker. Can you imagine spend all that time and then just hire Scott Parker?
Then would you not
not saying
in that direction.
I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying it happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened under this ownership. Honestly, like anything can happen.
That next season moved right there.
I would. We haven't had a single link for a championship coach yet. That definitely would surprise me.
But I'm hiring Scott Parker. I'm not watching it next season.
You know what? I wouldn't blame anybody, bro. I've got 2 relegations on his board. Fuck that. Sorry, Smokey.
So right now the 3 main names are still Xabi, Alonso, Marco Silva, and Iraola. Those are the 3.
Yeah. But we've had a few more conversations with Oliver Glasner and is it Niko Kovac, the Dortmund coach? We've spoken to him too recently. I didn't bring that name up. I forgot to say that to chat. But yeah, we've also spoken to Niko Kovac.
I'm not that sold on Glasner, I'll be honest with you.
Neither am I, really.
I'm not that sold on it.
Really? But even then, like, he's done well with Palace too. And he has
you
shown
look
up. So, like, there's pros and cons to him.
Glasner at least has a CV, bro. He's won a Europa League, won the FA Cup.
No, compared to Rossinier and all them dudes, yeah.
And
but with Glasner,
for me,
he's another one that they're looking at sideways because of how much he's called out the ownership at Palace. Right. They don't want a volatile manager.
Yeah, they don't want that. But I think with Glasner, I think I'm just scared with that tree at the back.
Looked at sideways. Sorry, man.
I think I'm just scared with that tree at the back thingy. I don't want to say it.
No. Merzlik was one that we were linked with, and then he ended up going to Bilbao. We're also looking at Kovac.
Oh,
we're also looking at him.
I stream a lot with Jez. He watches a lot of German football. He doesn't like Kovac. And he's a Dortmund man.
Me too.
He doesn't like Kovac at all. Yeah, so
no, that's not good. He was considered when we parted ways with Maresca too. That was also in this article. So they've looked at him twice. But he's apparently not like high up on the list. He's just another name that's there. De Zerbi's at Tottenham, bro. You know, like he's staying whether they go down or not. So
he already made his bed.
Yo, my man said he's going on the pot strike. All right, man, fair enough.
Did you hear that?
I'm already a bit iffy on him anyway.
Did you watch that interview with Poch on the overlap? Anyone?
Yeah. I said there was a lot of things I surprisingly agreed with. You know, he still sounded like a loser in it.
He did. He sounded like a loser. Did you see? He wanted some trophy in 16, 17.
Yeah, man. I guarantee if like we got charged and they took that trophy away, he would celebrate that shit. He'd be asking where his medal is.
Yeah, he would celebrate that loser.
But I did find that I did agree with a lot of the stuff he said about like how when he was talking about how the project and how the club's actually being run. And also the stuff about how the owners need to connect with the coaches more because the players are ultimately going to play for the coach and not for the owners. I'm like, yeah, I hear that. Too many people making decisions up in the boardroom. I hear all of that. Too much emphasis on data and how there's some stuff that you can't measure through data. I hear that. It's a shame you had to be a loser. No, because that's the best interview I've seen from him. Funnily enough.
Did they ask him about how he injured players when he was with us?
No. He just said lack of experience, but then 2 minutes later said that he was happy with all of the transfers that we made that season. So I was like, wow. I can't help you, but you keep talking about the owners, man. You keep talking about the owners. Cool. That's fine by me.
Man.
Huh?
Lewis, the other day you had Cobham, right?
Yeah. A few days ago, yeah.
Well, you got invited, or like how did you?
Yeah, it was a Monster Energy event.
He went for trials. He's trying to be a new left winger.
I saw that, man.
Gee, bro. I thought you were trying to take Garnacho's spot.
I probably would have done. I think I did
Like,
well in
shit,
that.
I can do better. I'll do it for free too.
I got 3 assists and a goal in the
When's the video released, though? When's the video released?
I don't think they're doing a video. I only saw like a guy on a phone recording what looked like a few snaps for like the social media page or something, but I don't think that they were doing a video. I'd love to see the video. I don't think I did too bad.
Yeah, go back to that.
I thought they got to Carlos one though.
Yeah, no, that one was fucking horrible, but I knew that was going to be horrible.
All right, you know what?
I posted all of that Roberto Carlos footage. Oh, fuck it, it's a laugh.
Do you guys also think that when Poch said that, I feel like there's a one part of the video he said that he's being micromanaged by the ownership. There's one mention it's like referring to
in the overlap one. I don't think I heard the word micromanage, but it's in line with some of the stuff that we read.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't say so, it's apparent that these coaches have been micromanaged. There's a reason why they all talk.
NDA thing in it. There's an NDA.
Yeah, he said.
Oh, there's an NDA thing in it.
Yeah, he probably still has an NDA. That's why he was being very selective with the words that he used. But he said what he understood with the project didn't happen, and that he chose to walk away. And too many people making decisions, and the ownership needs to do a better job at explaining what their process is, because many people don't seem to understand, and even he's unsure whether it's changed or not. Which I hear, because they brief every spring that they're going to go for more experience, that they're going to bring in a higher level of players just to not do it.
Oh, bullshit, man.
And even Poch, when he walked in, he was told that they were going to build a squad for the future and then add quality with it. I haven't seen the quality get added. So, bar him being a loser and blaming the Carabao Cup final loss on inexperience, didn't really mind a lot of what he said. So, yeah, the Blue Coat just lied to him, and they lied to Maresca, and they lied to everyone else. And I feel like they're just going to lie again with the next manager when they tell him that you might get a lot more like control over transfers or like the type of players that you're asking for.
That's why the next.
They need to put it in writing.
That's right. You get it put in the contract, so they can't get out. That's what you do.
You need a top lawyer on that says no loopholes in it.
That's what I mean. Check the loopholes. I don't. Sometimes you get this. No, and also I'd do this. If I was a manager coming in, I'd say I only want to speak with one sporting director.
Yep.
Yeah.
All that shenanigans it's enough to scramble your brain.
I'm not speaking to the 5 of you because you've all got different opinions. You've all got different bands. One sporting director.
You know, maybe a bit less of the whole like patronizing nature of the sporting directors from what we heard with the whole micromanaging about tactics of the games and everything.
Yeah, they have no right. They have no right.
We need that, bro.
Yeah, I'll be real. Recruitment officers that are shit at recruitment should not be telling a manager how to manage.
Yeah,
100. Yeah.
I would be livid. I don't blame Maresca for leaving with that. But you lot are the fucking reason why I'm here. You didn't bring me a centre back, and now you're telling me how to coach the team. Fuck off.
There are no tactics in the
Let's
world.
Let's not forget that the solution. Remember when he tried to ask for the centre back? Use internal solution.
The what? Nah, fuck no internal solutions.
No, there is a quote. There is a quote from the Athletic. There is a quote about Maresca. The board told Maresca to use the internal solution. Like, actually,
we know that. That was what they asked for the defender, for the centre back. You know one thing I would like though? I would love to have a manager that doesn't waffle, because Liam really killed it for me. All that talking, I could I used to really listen to what the managers used to say. Well, with Liam, after a while, we're like, what the fuck is he talking about again?
Mo
It really killed it for me.
Mo, when you're hiring yes men in a messy club that's not built for the expectations that the fans demand, you are going to have to waffle to find your way out of situations and also not put the ownership into disrepute. That's why they all waffle. Even Maresca, I would say he'd waffle and lie in his press conferences. Because you have to be a yes man. You have to say what the owners want you to say. You have to not bring up certain things that the ownership don't want you to bring. This brother, when Maresca first joined, he was telling us that he didn't need Trevor Chalobah because he has 5 dependable centre-backs. And then we brought him back in January and he said, we need Trevor Chalobah.
Yeah. Well, the
Only
last
one of them
manager
was injured, and that was Fofana.
Yeah. The last manager we had who wasn't on any BS was Tuchel. Everyone else after that
wasn't on BS.
And funnily enough, Tuchel would fit this model like a glove because he don't want to be involved in no transfers.
He
just
was
wants
drugged out of his eyeballs. He was
he fits Chelsea even more then,
He does, bro.
He could be there in the coke room with half of the man in Matthew Harding.
Man was taking the same stuff they caught Mudryk on. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Chalobah and Colwell were good, but that was because we had to play a lot more slower, rigid football, so we could protect the back line. But then
We fell back 10. We fell back 10 yards, and we reduced less shots on Sanchez. That's why Sanchez got hyped, because he was facing less shots. During that
and a higher emphasis on telling him to just push the ball forwards and stop playing out the back.
Yes, exactly. It was a.
You don't remember when Maresca first joined? We heard he was very similar to Rafinha in how he liked the goalkeeper to be like another centre back in build up.
Yes.
Then he had to learn. Yeah, Sanchez. No,
he learned
he
the
saw
hard
them
way.
in training. That's what happened. He saw them in training.
He's like, cool. I'm not training this shit. Because Clear Lake think all these men can be trained into being a World 11. No, you just play it long, mate. You're never going to be able to play it short.
Damn, Moutinho coming out like, yeah, Neto is world class. Even Neto looked at him like, you're pretty sure?
Well, said everybody was world class and just said whatever fitted at the time.
Everybody was all fast.
Rafinha was worse. He might be Potter level bad in terms of the presses.
I told you
He
just never said the fatal words. The lads tried their best.
Yeah. Oh, I think he said it once.
The lads
He said it once though. He said it once.
Once, I was against Brighton.
Yeah, he said it once, but he never.
With what he was saying about the boys in that game, he definitely won that one.
No, he said it once. I can't remember what game it was, but he said it once. But with him, it's like I would check on Reddit and I'll see Liam said, "Oh shit, fuck it, I'm going to the next one." I never had it that bad with any coach.
Have I found it?
Anyways, we need a manager with a backbone. We need a manager who's got a backbone.
We need Tommy Tuchel.
Now we just need whoever it is, bro. They need to put their foot down, man, and not take no BS from these man.
But the problem is, if you are a young coach, which they will go for, it's hard to find coaches like that until they win something. Then they are
but like just in the process where like they're interviewing you for the job, like like as Andrew said, you need to have your own, things set in your contract. Like you gotta meet my requirements before I take the job.
No, you would think so, but the problem is, if you really don't have that much footing in the game, how much leverage do you really have? You understand what I mean? Like
that is true.
Like even like Maresca that was coming from Leicester, it was relatively unknown at that point in time, so really did not have that much footing in the game. As soon as he had that leverage, it was like, yeah, I will use my leverage.
Of course, yeah.
But that's what every manager is going to do once they show their worth.
Yep.
You show your worth, you feel like you're going to be able to have more of a say in what you need to do to make the next step because you've shown your value.
Yeah.
And also, how are they like giving themselves contract extensions and they're not even giving the man who got them 2 trophies a contract extension like last summer?
That's
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying, man.
I never
don't get
understood how this
football,
ownership
man.
works, man. Never understood that at all.
Now I realize what we were dealing with after Maresca made the 48 hours comment after the Atalanta loss. And then they were briefing that Chelsea have been very kind to Maresca and they've done a lot for his name and his career. And I'm like, you pricks, he's done a lot for you lot and your project. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, yeah, cool. This is curtains. This is wrapped. Yeah. If this is the ego that these men got, this season's a write-off.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I hope now they've learned through the suffering, but we finished 12th in the first season after they sacked Tuchel, and they didn't learn a damn thing. So why should I believe it now?
That's why
they
can't.
Hope that they will.
That's why they've been able to not really look at themselves because they've been able to fall back on the terms of what progression looks like from 12th to 6th to 4th with 2 trophies, whereas now it's probably going to be like less points, lower
guaranteed,
and no trophies. And
now it's undisputed failure.
And also, at the time they got rid of Maresca, it wasn't a hopeless season. There was still tough to play for, and they brought in the wrong person. So that's 2 things there, because it was still like, at the time, no.
They would have blamed that on Bowley, innit? They probably would have.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Anthony Gordon, I've seen this. We're not going to go in for Gordon because he's 80 million, and thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, that's mad. 80 for Gordon is,
They need the money because they're not going to get European football.
Yeah.
And they need to try and sell like 1 or 2 of Tonali, Guimaraes, or Anthony Gordon. And Gordon's fell out with Eddie Howe. Then again, I think a lot of them have. Either way, I don't want him here. I'm good. He's a decent player, but you're not 80 million worth.
No, it might be.
I know who I can see. I could actually see Leao happening. Leao, I could see.
Huh?
Like Leao coming to Chelsea, I could see that.
Wages before we do anything.
For who?
Sadly, we have to look at how much these players are on before we do anything.
Oh, Leao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is on. Oh, okay, he's not on bad money. It's only on 100k a week.
Yeah,
okay, you know what? I could see that.
Pedro Neto vibes. Pedro Neto vibes.
Yeah,
he does less tracking back than Pedro Neto, for being honest.
Pedro Neto vibes.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my God.
Look, quality on the other side.
I'd be 50-50 with that signing, man.
You know, I'm not
sure how it would go.
I mean, when was the last time you heard Leao's name linked to anyone?
My only thing would be like Enzo, potentially Palmer, Esteval, Leao in the same squad. You are going to have no defensive work.
Yeah.
Right.
But on the other side, going forward, you could be doing really well.
Well, it depends. It depends who the manager comes in, how he sets up his midfield.
Yeah.
If you set up your midfield the way where, like a Klopp style midfield, where whoever goes forward, one of those midfielders covers that space, right? So like we did when we had Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard never tracked back. You know what I mean? We just left him up there.
Yeah, so but then you had everyone else doing it. Like Palmer actually does now, to be fair. Let me give him credit.
John Obi Mikel said that. Was it John Obi Mikel or JT said it even when Mourinho was there? Mourinho knew he would compensate for not Hazard dropping back, would compensate with the other players. That's what we did. So that might be something where you have to do that, you know.
Yeah, Leao, though, for the price that they're going to ask for, which I think is around 40, 50 million, I can't find myself saying no to it. I understand, like, I'm still a bit iffy about how we would be defensively, but Lavia, Caicedo, the rest of the back four, if you could just sort out the back line first off, maybe I wouldn't have too much of an issue with that.
What we have to do,
the best we can do.
What we have to do is get at, we can't
like
have
for
a
me,
we can't have a mindset of that. Oh, he's better than what we've got. We have to look at that player coming in. You know what I mean? And go, yeah, of course he should be better than what we got because what we got is shit. So you know what I mean? It should be that should be that should be
it is a
no-brainer.
trap.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll just get like any random winger, you know. I'll get like a Wolves winger or something. Do you know what I mean? They're probably better than what we've got. Do you know what I mean? It's like that.
We did that already.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we have to be very, you know. All right, let's see how we can improve. Plus, that be up to the manager coming in. That signing would be a total. I bet that a sporting director signing, not an actual manager coming in signing. Do you know what I mean? I can't think. Any of the managers come in would go, yeah, Liao, he's been ripping it up, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There have to be more Dave Fellows. Paul Stanley should be just put on mute after that Garnacho transfer.
Paul Stanley should just accept the role at Tottenham. That's what he should just do and fuck off. That's what he should do right there.
I'm with that as well, man.
You know what I mean?
And then, although I have a Dave Fellows is going to take a lot of authority over this summer, which might lead to like a change in intent. It might.
Who's that?
He's the ex-Liverpool director.
Oh, okay.
We brought him in October, so this is going to be the first summer where he's actually taking control. And I think he's the one that's going to have a big bit of control over the manager move specifically. He's the reason why we're looking at Xabi Alonso.
Okay.
Let's not. Remember when Joe Shields first joined, and we were like, "Oh, that's the Joe Shields son. They're all good." You know what I mean? And he's like, he's got their impact on what's going on. Yada yada yada. Do you know what I mean? I there's too many cooks, man. You know what I mean? There's too many cooks.
That's the thing. 5 sporting directors, man. Yeah.
5 sporting directors. We've not even got 5 good defenders, but we've got 5 sporting directors.
I'd bin them all off and keep Dave
First time in
Fellows.
the history of football that's been done, man. Legit.
Dave Fellows is the only one that he's got like no real grief from any of us because you weren't here for any of the other shit shows that we're complaining about. I was like, cool, I'll just leave it to you. I can already trust you more than any of the others.
Oh boy, just get rid of them. I don't get it with these, man. Just get rid of the other guys, man. Like, why are you still keeping them in jobs, bro? It's just
because frustratingly enough, well, this will be the first season where we have diverted away from what their plan was. Their plan was Maresca's first season, just get the team cooking. No real targets in terms of the table. Just keep us in Europe. And then that's about it. This season was meant to be consolidate top 4. Obviously, we're going to fail to do that, bar like Villa and us finishing 6th, that bullshit turnover. Next season was meant to be the season where we push for the league. And the season after is meant to be the season that we win the league. So in their eyes, everything up until this point is all going to plan with overachievements from us getting top 4 last season and winning the Club World Cup. That's why they're all getting the pats on the back, because these dumb fucks are just crediting all the sporting directors and not the people on the pitch. Because that makes sense. It's just shit. They're like, we're dealing with idiots who don't understand football and they think it's the sporting directors that are controlling everything on the pitch when no, it's not going to happen. And H, brother, I don't care if you win Europa. I'm looking forward to the game. Don't get it twisted. Forest Villa, that's going to be a very high intense match, but I don't care. I've been very consistent with it. I know people in the chat have said, yo, if we get 2 games a week on Thursdays, you're going to care. I won't. I just want 2 games a week so I can watch us play 2 games a week. And bar that, if these men have another shit window, we might be better off being in Europa so we can win a trophy and get Champions League through that way. Because that would be what would probably make more sense at that point. You could like throw up until the last 16 or something, throw the Europa League to the Garnachos and the fucking Delaps or whatever bums that we still have. And you just let them cook over there, whatever. The team A, team B all over again. No. Hey, Terry said I'm lying and the mask slipped. I remember that. Terry said I was lying. Because I was okay with United beating Brentford. Alright, man. It's all good. Do I think Champions League would allow us to attract a better manager? No.
I don't think
No,
it matters
it's
like
about
that.
more than just being in the Champions League.
Yeah.
We don't want to do the whole be in the Champions League, make up the numbers like an Arsenal fan. That's why I've maintained I don't care. Being in the Champions League is great until you don't have a squad that's capable of winning it. And I don't even trust what manager's there because I don't know what manager's going to be there. So fuck it. Run me a Europa. I know we can win that. Regardless what happens, I know we'll win that. And we've seen the Gordon stuff, don't care. 80 million.
That'll be the ironic thing. We're in a
What if we did get Gordon?
No, we're in a lower European competition, and we'll compare the windows of this summer coming up to last summer coming up, and how if it's better this summer than last summer, and we're in a lower European competition, it just shows the incompetence.
And then it shows all the briefs from this time last year about Champions League needing to be vital to get the proper players. It will just finally
be pure BS now,
because I mean that window's a window you get if you finish 7th anyway.
That window was a Conference League window. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what I keep saying to people. Is like we spent done all that hard work, and it's like if I was Maresca, and I know you said it for peace and the thing, but if I'm internally going, that's the window you got me. Are you mad? That's the window. That's the place you got me. That was it. What are we doing here?
You know, guys, I actually think that these guys, we're going to have a better window than last summer. I'll say that. We'll have a better window than last summer.
Where are you getting that hope from?
Where's that?
We've had these arguments with David for a whole last month.
I just have a feeling that this summer, these man at least going to somewhat get us players where that will come in and you look at it and be like, okay, that's something. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's gonna be at the point where it's we're looking at 7, 8, 9s, but I do think they'll somewhat bring in players that of quality.
Bro, if it's not a 7 or above, it's just the same shit, no?
But last season was 3, 4 out of 10. Last summer was just horrendous.
I know, but with that in mind, I don't want a 5 or a 6 window. I don't want that. Especially seeing
I feel like that's what they could end up with.
Before. I need a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think it will be higher than last summer, therefore.
I keep getting
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I wouldn't be surprised if these
At least
man
you're not
actually
telling me it like David would. David was trying to give me guarantees.
I'm not saying it's gonna be guarantee 7, 8 out of 10. No, but someone like a Gordon, I could see that happen. I wouldn't be shocked if these man go get us a Gordon. You know,
please don't
get
me
shocked. Let me.
I really don't want to go
Gordon. I might fight.
I really don't want to see Gordon.
I've got a fantastic proposal for you where I am going to invest in something that I'm not going to tell you about, but I need all your money up front first, and I can't guarantee you're going to get it back. That's the type of proposition that's the type of deals that these people do, right?
Yep.
In terms of they literally have taken all your money, right? Taken all the down payment, and it's like they're an Airbnb place where the picture looks great, and when you turn up, it's a tent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, are you talking about those places in New York?
And someone's garden, or there's no door, there's no front door, or something. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And the loose and outside toilet. Something. You know what I mean? That's what it is. This is how many? Fool me. What's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. How many times are we going to get fooled? Do you know what I mean? I was out on these guys in the summer of 24, but I really didn't go in hard enough because Maresca actually surprised me. But it was last summer where it was like, nah. You know what I mean? You can't transfer.
Last summer, I gave them another summer just off Maresca managing to get top 4.
I thought if they'd actually, you know what, if they'd actually done the Mannion signing, then I would have gone. That would have been a step in the right direction. I would have gone, okay, these guys mean business now. But the fact they weren't willing to go an extra 8 million to pay for him, but they came back twice to sign fucking Jamie Gittins at a higher price. Are you absolutely insane?
Are you giving them too much credit, man? 3 times.
3 times, sorry. And you tracking Garnacho for 9 months and you sign him for 40.
That Garnacho transfer still makes no sense.
Bro, do you know? No, it's not even that. You know what the most annoying thing is? It's not even that. The most annoying thing is we were linked with Kvaratskhelia, and we spent the whole time in that January window doing absolute nothing. Didn't even.
I think it was again because we wanted to give Mudryk more minutes.
Oh.
Don't forget, we were also offered Neymar 6 months before that, but we wanted to give Mudryk more minutes.
I will say that Mudryk signing's more an Egbali.
Yeah. Because the bad injury playing to go take care of that.
That's more an Egbali. We flew over there because Arsenal were interested in him. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm sorry, Andrew, go on.
I finished.
The thing with this sporting director that I don't understand is they make transfers that everyone in the world can obviously see is stupid. Like, are they getting kickback from it? That's the part I really don't like. How can you be so stuck on Garnacho? You've seen him all this while. You're not new to him, but that's what you want. That tells me there's something else in it.
Yep.
I don't know, but I've also just told myself after the last summer, I'm done trying to predict what these men will do. It's up to them to just keep proving us wrong, or to even just prove us wrong.
Yep.
Hopefully Dave Fellows inspires some sort of change. I'm not really worried about outgoings or like for key players, because the fact that Jackson is still valued at 60 million shows me that they're not going to lower their valuations on anybody. So the likes of Palmer will be priced out. Enzo will be priced out. Cucurella's the only one I actually still think will end up leaving.
Yeah.
2 years left. Barcelona's just shown reported interest a couple of days ago. We heard from El Chingarito. It might be him. No one else.
And I'll be honest though, Cucurella strikes me as someone that has that love for his fanhood club. He strikes me as that kind of person, which I really can't begrudge him. Like, who wouldn't?
The problem
just don't embarrass the club if you want the move, innit? Don't do an end.
The problem
Now you won't bum the club.
The problem I have with Cucurella going is he's progressed okay second half of the season. I'm just not comfortable with Hato being like the starting person left back for a whole season.
Yeah, you're right on that.
I'm just not.
Oh yeah, we gotta trust him to bring an upgrade.
Exactly, that's the thing.
I forgot this is my entire argument for Robert Sanchez. So I don't believe you'll get an upgrade. We've got another brief that Mike Penders isn't ready. Oh
yeah.
Oh fuck, dude, I figured that one out. So I'll be real. I just rather keep Sanchez. I don't trust you, man. You had an opportunity last year to get Mignon, and you decided to piss about for 12 million, all before offering 20 million more for Jamie Gittins and 10 million more for Garnacho that you briefed that you wanted to spend on him. Don't care. Just keep Sanchez. Like, I will look at what we're like with better centre backs, and then I'll judge Sanchez. Because as of right now, this season, I'm still not that mad at him. Problem is the centre backs. Maresca is fucker in Golden Glove debates.
Boys, he's been one of our best players this season. Let's be honest, he has. Sanchez, he's been one of our best.
The buy is extremely low, though. That's the thing.
It is,
I
but
think he makes the top 5 for me this season.
Yes.
It's still no order. João Pedro, Caicedo, Reece,
James. Yeah.
And then maybe Sanchez, yeah.
It's just João Pedro, man.
Yeah, he's the only one that actually plays like a player.
If Hato keeps this up to the end of the season, I'll throw his name in there too.
Hato can get young player or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, young player, yeah.
Oh no, not to actually win it, but I'd put his name in like the honourable mention in it. If you keep this up for the rest of the year, cool.
There shouldn't be a player of the season.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
They've not been good enough for the whole season. And we've got to face it, João Pedro's only been good like since January. You know what I mean?
I didn't even think he was bad on the Maresca. It was just him playing in the 10 and having no good 9.
Yeah, and also you can see with the João Pedro
He
play.
wasn't scoring as much.
Yeah, and with João Pedro playing, with the way he plays, you can see if he's got better players around him, he can go a step further. You can see it in him compared to the bunch of the other players. Like, what do you have to show me?
Yeah, look, it's only them. I'll be real. Even then, we're only talking about a couple of months of form with all of them.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's fucking dark, man. You know, it's a bad season when you can't even like pinpoint 1 or 2 players. Like, even in the Poch season, we could just all say Palmer and just leave. Just keep it stepping.
Now, this season is João Pedro.
Or
He's the one
Gusto as well.
You can pinpoint.
Oh yeah, Gusto was there too.
Yeah,
Gusto was there.
It might actually just be JP. In terms of like the players who have dropped their level, it's him that's done it the least.
Yeah.
James as well. Like I don't think James has dropped his level. He's just been out for 2 months now, so it's kind of just been forgotten a little bit.
And you know what? Even with JP, I would say he's upped his level because he came from Brighton scoring like 7 goals a season.
10 goals.
10.
Now he's my opinion, I think Enzo's been inconsistent all season, so that's why I wouldn't have him on this list.
That just stay with Enzo. Yeah, he's been inconsistent. That just it. It's been
Like,
good.
It was brilliant first half of the season, and then when the team is going off a cliff. So yeah, it's just that. Yeah, I'll do Spurs at home. I'm not missing the relegation party. Although we need another win from West Ham, so then it can be an automatic relegation in that game.
I hope, man.
Did you see that Lincoln City? Did you see that Lincoln City TikTok video?
The what?
On Tottenham, Lincoln City. The game promotion, and they were singing.
Tottenham and all that.
Speaking of Tottenham, by the way, just got a word that if Tottenham get relegated, Tottenham game in Sydney will be cancelled and be replaced for one of the games in. It'll be replaced for one of the games in.
Can you put your teeth? Can you put your teeth back in and start again?
Right. So he's saying the Chelsea Tottenham friendly in Australia is going to be cancelled if they get relegated.
Because the season starts like a week.
The championship starts when?
No championship logos on. They would not want to go near us this season.
Wait, when does the championship start?
Week before the Prem.
It's the 15th, right? 15th?
Yeah, basically Community Shield weekend.
Yeah, it's a week before. Yeah.
That'll be the one.
I need that, bro. I need us to send this man down, bro. That would be just
down. Yeah, actually down.
I'm worried that we'll pull a stupid draw out of it, though. I don't think we'll lose, and that'll never happen.
Wait. If the unthinkable happens and we win the FA Cup, do you think the players will be in a mood to play Spurs at home?
No, they will be just off the manner of the. They'll probably still be riding off the fucking momentum of that. Sunderland away, though, that'll be a straight holiday.
Sunderland. Yeah, I would.
That'll be a full-on piss up. You might see everyone in Newcastle with the Chelsea fans on the night before.
Yeah, because if you win the FA Cup, you get Europa League, right? Football, is that right? Yeah, I'm right. So you get Europa.
Yes.
So
Europa guaranteed, and if Villa win the Europa, that don't impact.
Yeah, I'm that. There's too many calculations to do for that. I just win the FA Cup.
I know. I just feel embarrassing as fuck even looking at that.
Of course it will.
Yeah, go on, Villa, go beat Braga in the final, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't care less. It's like that. We're not even guaranteed to finish 6 anyway.
Yeah.
H, all we need is one West Ham win or draw to be matched with a Spurs defeat. Actually, it's 2 points. So 2 draws maybe, or 1 victory to be matched with a Tottenham defeat. And then they get relegated at the Bridge. So that's
what if they need a win and we do what we did in 15-16? They go like 2-0 up and we'll just come back and draw 2-2 and they're down.
Relegating them with a draw. Oh,
relegating with a draw.
Lovely.
Like a last
Brilliant.
minute, like a
We
last
need
minute.
West Ham to be on some stupid form though for that.
Well, I think it's not about who gets more points. I just think who drops less.
I can't lie.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 'Cause they both got very hard fixtures. You know what I mean? They're not like West Ham have got to go Brentford away. They got Arsenal at home.
When you're in the relegation zone, everything's difficult at this point.
Yeah, but like
Well,
they got Newcastle away.
It's a survival instinct, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I'll be fascinated if West Ham beat Brentford at the weekend to see what Tottenham's like resolve is the next day, having to face like Villa away. Do you know what I mean? Like 5 points behind.
Us and Spurs got the one thing though where we're playing two teams of Europa League on their mind.
Yeah,
that's why like I feel a bit confident for the game against Forest. Just a little bit.
The Premier League done Forest dirty, didn't they? Playing on Monday. They've done them dirty. Playing on
yeah.
That's nasty work for them. I don't even know why they did that. We didn't need the Monday.
They don't care. They don't care about English teams doing well in Europe, even though it helps like the revenue and the eyes on the league. They don't care. You know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We've all been there with the fixture pile up. We literally City are figuring out with their 4 games in 12 days, including the FA Cup final. Speaking of foreign, how are you guys feeling for that game anyway?
I'll know better after tonight's game, because if it's like the second leg's in the balance, then I think he might make several changes on Monday, especially after they beat Sunderland last week. I don't think he was expecting to beat Sunderland last week,
and they pulled up a ton of goal difference too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and he's looking at the fixtures of West Ham and Spurs especially, and going, maybe I can get away with like rotating against Chelsea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, their goal difference is -4. West Ham's -16, and Spurs is -10.
They are relatively
same. About goal difference no more.
They are basically
They'll
safe.
probably be happy leaving with a draw.
Yeah, get 3 points.
Who, us?
Yeah, against Forest, I think we get 3 points.
Oh, we do. I actually see Palmer wake up because, like, for me, I need to keep that midfield free again and move Palmer to the right. Lavia Caicedo, I fucking love that pivot, man. You rarely ever see the ball disappear between them two. Keep Enzo Len playing the 10. You did well there last game. We can play you there again. Palmer.
Wake
when
up.
Are you going to wake up, bro? Gibbs Whites is there and he wants your spot. Are you going to wake up? It's all on you now.
He's going to wake up in Bali now with his girlfriend.
Because why I need him for the cup final? I need Starboy. But Starboy ain't playing like Starboy.
It's more like a star. It's more like a star depth.
No, it's more like Stardust. If you know, you know. That's the way it's looking.
Yo, who do you guys think wins the Champions League between PSG and Bayern? Because one of them are winning it. Forget about the other two.
No, I need PSG to go to the final. Because I need them to cheer Arsenal the new one.
I don't know. I can't
tough,
tell
man.
this guy for the life of me, and I love that I ain't got a clue. Feels like it's a rare opportunity for me to just sit back and be a fan, and I just don't even need to bother analyzing it because these man, they don't even need like a lot of chances. They're so fucking clinical, the both of them.
Yeah.
One of my mates showed me like I think Let's Go and Arsenal had way more shots than PSG Bayern, but that didn't mean nothing. They're taking their chances.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a defensive disaster class. No, you are facing world-class forwards. They're going to do you at one point. I watched Ronaldinho take the piss out of John Terry in one-off moments and bang it in at the new camp. Because that's just what's going to happen. You're facing a world-class forward. You have to react to a world-class forward. You are going to get done every now and then. Firm it.
Yep.
So I can't predict that game, and I'm glad I can't. I'm just going to sit back
Neither
and be
can I, bro. Either one of them could do it, bro. It's 50-50, man.
And Tim, you're right. Arsenal
PSG
still have a
Bayern.
chance of winning it. Don't mean they will.
Bro, they don't, man. Trust me, it's either PSG and Bayern. One of them will win it. The other two, whoever it is they meet, they're getting their head bust.
And the thing with those two clubs that
I might prefer Bayern to go through just because I know PSG is going to have a fixture pile up leading into the final because of all the games they push back.
yo, bro, it's the French league. They'll push it again. For the final, they'll push it again.
I'd love that to be the case, man. But no,
they pushed it for Chelsea in crisis in the second round.
Like, Bayern's already won their league, so they're just going to play B teams throughout.
Yeah,
they won their league too.
Bayern and go get some vengeance against Arsenal for doing you in the group stage.
But you know what? I actually want Arsenal to get the final, bro. Because I think whoever they meet,
fuck them.
Gonna get taught a football.
Don't get to the final. Fuck them. I don't care.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I want them to make the final because they would win.
No, let them dream up. Let them keep on dreaming of making the final.
Not like
even
smoking.
If they get there, they will not.
I don't mind. If they go to the final, I am not going to be scared at all until maybe game day. Maybe game day, the nerves will kick in a little bit.
I'm not scared at even game day, bro.
No, it's a final. It's a one-up game.
The only thing that I'm scared of.
I agree. We were all here for PSG Chelsea. I agree. Anything can happen. I don't believe that they're going to be.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm scared of is got to buff me, man. That's it.
The what?
The only thing that I'm scared in this world is God above me. That's it. I'm not scared about Arsenal winning Champions League and that. No.
For two. Yes.
They're not gonna win Champions League. I'm telling you now.
Of course, 100.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I hear that. There is a chance that they could win it all. But if you're gonna ask me to put money on anything, I'm putting money on whoever wins our PSG Bayern. I hear all of that.
It will be one of them, bro. One of them will win it. That's it. Forget Atletico, forget Arsenal, bro. PSG or Bayern, one of them will win it.
I think their forwards are just too good. Just too good.
Too much firepower, bro. Too much.
Fucking who's played? Even in Capia against Elise would be nasty work. That don't do nothing to me.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yes, Arkeel, you saw that as well. That Lookman disaster class and Alvarez playing like a bitch in the first half.
Lookman absolutely fumbled.
When groups were saying they had the better chance, I was like, you put fucking spice into that zoo.
Bro,
the hell?
Lookman should have had them in the final already, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should have been.
I don't know what Lookman was on. It was. I don't know what it was on.
And this, I'd love them to go to the final and lose there. But if they lose next week, I'm just fine with that. I'm just fine.
Either way, I'm fine.
The train will be leaving, and it will be on time. It is never late. It is never late.
Yeah, I'm just hoping we get that FA Cup, man.
Yeah, no, I don't think Madrid overall were good, but Lookman had enough chances. They had enough opportunities. Second half, I thought they've had a good flurry of about probably 15, 20 minutes where they really should have capitalized on them. First off, even in transition, I didn't think they were bad. It was just whenever Alvarez had an angle to shoot at, he weren't shooting. He was taking 3 or 4 more touches. Hit the fucking ball. You are playing one of the best defensive sides in Europe. Can you just shoot when you get an angle?
Yeah.
The fuck? Pies tweet. What's the Pies tweet? Anything good? Anything good? Anything good?
Still looking at blah blah blah.
There's no Pies tweet. Trevor Chalobah has started taking Spanish classes.
What does that even?
Sí, una cerveza, por favor. Una cerveza, sí. Aquí está aquí muy viento.
What's that supposed to mean, bro?
I want to have a beer, please. I want to have a beer, please. That's all.
No, this is how you do it. 2 12 birras, por favor. That's what it is.
Dos cervezas, por favor. 2 cervezas, por favor. ¿Sí? Sí, vamos. Mucho gusto.
12 estrella, por favor. That's what it is.
Is Trevor Chalobah pushing for a move to Real Madrid, guys?
Real Betis. Real
More like
Betis.
Real Valladolid.
There's a Rayo Vallecano in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's Real Madrid's second team called? Is it Castilla?
Yeah, RM Castilla, I think.
Yeah.
Real Madrid Castilla. See, some of the players can't even play for them. That's how bad we are.
I'm glad Enzo had that whole trip though with no quotes though. Feels like a bit of like character development.
Well, he was there with Cucurella and João Pedro, right? And the other halves. So.
Oh, they went to Madrid.
They were the Madrid Open. They went last year as well.
Oh, the tennis. Okay.
Yeah.
Madrid. Okay.
And what's his name? Javier Pastori had a couple quotes. He said, "Whenever he has a day off, he goes to Madrid because I'm there and he has friends here as well. That's all it is, nothing more. His goal is to finish the year strong at Chelsea, have a good World Cup, and after that, we will see. Madrid interest in Enzo. A lot of things are being said, but the truth is nothing is really happening. He made some comments that weren't entirely appropriate at the time, which you said was fine as well at the time. But he didn't say anything out of the ordinary, simply talked about Madrid, which he really likes. He's played in many positions. In the last 2 years, he's changed a lot. And it's just restless talk about positions. Okay.
Burn him at the stake.
Yeah, Maldini, he didn't say a word to them. He just kept... I was like, cool. You know what? Nice. All I wanted from you was don't disrespect the club in the media. And you didn't say a word. Calm.
Burn him.
You guys think Joel is going back?
There's probably going to be a lot of players because we heard players were annoyed about his comments. That shows growth to them as well. So
Burn.
You guys think Joel is going back to Madrid?
If they give him the opportunity, he'll dump Benfica immediately. You tell me, you man just got to understand, innit? Love.
I saw.
But, like, how do you think he'd do if he went back?
He's going to end up beefing with Vinny and Mbappe real quick. Because he can't have both of them and the rest tracking back. You need one of them.
Leadership is needed.
But if one of them ends up going, I actually think it could work pretty well.
Most likely,
those players are still. That's still a relatively young squad that is going to like follow Mourinho and run through brick walls for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually think it would work pretty well, and I'm glad to see Mourinho finally getting some mainstream jobs again. This brother's been doing side quests for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I think he'd last a year. That's it. He'd go.
Yeah, maybe
he'd last a year, man. Trust.
He only lasted 3, to be honest.
3 years.
Yeah, maybe Real Madrid will do it that way. 1 or 2 seasons, you cut him off before the 3rd season car crash.
He also had just that. What's that player's name? Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo and Benzema, and that for a couple of years. That was all. You know.
Oh yeah.
And Real Madrid Mesut Ozil and stuff like that.
Don't forget, teams called cracked Higuain and Kaká were a riding bench.
Yeah, exactly. So he just had them players. That's all. Yeah.
All right, this ain't working. Hey, Kaká, go warm up, mate. All right, cool.
Kaká. Don't live up to your name.
Actually, yeah. Well, what would Vinny make of all of that after the whole?
Benfica especially after
that's the real question.
Especially after what Mourinho's did.
Yeah.
That might be something.
Yeah,
Mourinho will go there, and the brother will go in the press conferences. He'll be like, "That was never me. I didn't say that. I had a gun pointed at me."
It was 100%.
That might be a conspiracy theory to try and get Vinny out of the club and not have to pay him that money that he wants.
Bring Jose to try and push Vinny out. Dark.
Yeah.
That is dark.
Yeah, and then have some Saudis pay up. The Saudis pay up for him.
You see the rumours about Vinny being rejected by everybody, though. That surprised me. And our name got thrown. Ours is just simple wages. Just wages.
He wants to be the highest paid Real Madrid player of all time.
And then the same questions we say about Leao would be like, well, yeah, Vinny, Esteval, Enzo, Palmer, not going to be great defensively. The same way, I'm still getting Vinny, and I don't give a fuck. The problem is it will be a moot point anyway because the wages would never happen. Yeah. They wouldn't even breathe at that. Oh no, tell a lie. I did hear a year ago that Rodrigo was one of the players who break the wage structure for. So I feel like Vinny should be getting the same energy, at least. My brother's proven winner for everything. 2 UCL final goals. Like shit. Can't really ask for much more than that.
True.
I was hoping we show that sort of ambition, or even a minimal one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you man, we're gonna wrap up the stream here anyway. I need to go meet one of my mates in the pub. Oh wait, just before I said that, Daniel's pulled up. We'll give it a couple more minutes. What are you saying, Daniel? Big up, bro. You all good?
Big up,
Big
big
up,
up.
Daniel.
Yo, what are you making of all the managerial stuff and everything just we've spoken about in the last hour or so?
The managerial stuff is just noise till they show me something and, you know, sign somebody that makes sense. Like I said in the comments, if they end up signing like a Iraola, one of these guys, without bringing like world-class level talent, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work for them. You know what I mean? It's already questionable bringing those guys in. But if you bring those guys in without world-class talent, and why would world-class talent come here to work under them? Which is why it just makes sense to
if
go
you don't
for
make
the
Champions
best manager
League, which
possible.
makes it even more important for that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I don't know what these guys are doing. They gotta just prove to me that they that they actually want to change, man. Because it's like, bro, it's been how many years now of no, they're gonna change their process. They're not changing anything. And you know what's crazy?
Like
I actually want to
force them to change. Because every manager they're speaking to is apparently saying they want changes. They want more. They want more control and shit. Oh, what happened? I think, mate. He must have been on his phone. I don't know if he heard me. Give it a minute or two. Yes, Daniel. Could you hear me there?
Nah, someone called me and then you just cut off.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. But yeah, I was saying, like, it feels like the world wants them to change. I feel like every manager that they're talking to has all demanded more control. Everyone's saying that they've got to cede more control. We've just seen Pochettino come out in the overlap interview talking about how there's no control and they promise one thing, but they give you something else. We know when Maresca comes out and speaks, he's going to say the same thing as well. It's going to change.
No, that's a fact. I think they're going to be forced to change at some point, right? Because now the managers that they're going for, even the ones who don't have a certain level of experience, are looking like, you're not going to ruin my career. So if I'm coming to Chelsea, you're going to give me what I need in terms of players. At least you're going to listen to what I'm talking about. So I think they're going to have to change in general, but is it going to be a minor kind of build-up change like we've seen with Arsenal, where it takes them 5 years? You're going to challenge, but to get over the hump, or they're going to just go for the surefire kill, which is get a top manager and get some top players. With all this, even though I don't rate him that highly, I do want Enzo to get his money, because I just need somebody to break this stupid wage bill. Somebody to just break the wage bill, because once they break it, you can't put it back together. You just can't, right? If Enzo gets his money, once Enzo gets his money, everybody is going to ask for more money, and then players coming in going to ask. So it's going to just build just like that, which is what I want. I never cared about a wage bill. I don't care how much you make. You can make $500K a week as long as you win me a Premier League and then you leave after. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me. So I want the best players possible, and that requires you paying the money that you need, right? So if it takes Enzo getting his cash and to break the mold, let him get his cash. Anybody who breaks that mold for me is good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can't disagree with nothing that he said. Check the PSG wage structure. Okay. PSG wages.
But also, you can't, like, places like PSG, you can't compare it to, like, England, because players earn way more money in England.
Forget the PSG thing. You know what's crazy? A lot of their players, a lot of the young players don't even make a huge amount of money, right? They have guys on 150K here. But when you've dropped off for a little bit, you might have to pay a little bit more to get back to where you were. So let's say we're going for someone like an Ndiaye. Ndiaye might sign for PSG for 120K. Maybe we have to pay him 160. Pay the money. We did that prior. Like, that's the way it goes. You pay the money, you get. It's just like when Olise was asking for 230K, right? Or maybe he was asking for 250 from us, but Bayern were going to pay him 230K. sometimes you have to pay that extra 20 to get the player over another club. You know what I'm saying? We built ourselves up to a certain point where players were taking discounts to come to Chelsea. These guys have ruined that. That's no longer there, right? So there is no more discounts.
Doué's on low money, but the rest are on like relatively decent to high money. Shelley is on 274 k.
I mean, look at Barcola. He's on 121, right? Right? And Neto's on 150.
Dollars for you guys as well.
You know what I'm saying? Fabian Ruiz, Goncalo Ramos, Barcola, Pacho. All these guys are on wages that we should. Again, they're top players like Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, all these guys. Look at what they're making. And if this is what they're making, right? You have to compete in the market. You can't just decide this is my wage bill and everybody has to follow it. It has to be relevant to what the market is. So
and it could only work if you guys are hitting bullseyes with all of your transfer activity, which you're not doing.
Facts. And so what Reece did to me was kind of stupid, but this is why I'm hoping Enzo is able to break that by, I want 250K because I see Vitinho making 265. Do I think he's worth 250K? Hell no. But if he gets 250, then if you're going for a guy like a Leao, if you're going for a guy like Vinny or whoever else, I know that they're not going to sign those guys, but if you're going even for like an Ndiaye, their wages are going to go up as well, right? It's not going to be hard to break those, to get those guys in. Now, I'm not saying go overboard and just get guys for, whatever Barcelona was doing. I'm not saying that. But come on, guys. If you're a player and you're looking at your mates, guys who you think are your contemporaries, now he is, right? But no one is breaking that 250 mode. I think 200 is the limit, right? Because Reece is now back to 200K, if I'm not wrong.
Apparently, it's over 200K, but like I need to find the exact amount. No, for Caicedo.
Oh, for Caicedo. Okay. Yeah, I just need these guys to break the structure. Break the structure. Get what you can. If you can get 275, get 275. I don't care. What that got to do with me?
Shit, whatever they make, I ain't getting part of it anyway. So.
Because Caicedo's the one I would have wanted us to break the wage structure.
Yeah. Danish is saying it. Reaches 200K base, 100K bonuses, right? But there's some players who just want 250 base, right? They just want 225 base. And it's not even like these guys have to spend 300K on certain. We know you're not going to get Vinny, but Ndiaye, there's several teams that are going to want him. Rodgers, several teams are going to want him. These players, several teams are going to want them. You might have to pay 10 to 20K a week more than you were planning on. Just do it. Don't make the same mistake you made with Olise and Neto. Well, no, we're not going to sign him for this. We're going to sign another random. Because I keep seeing some random kid from Ajax. They're showing me comps. Bro, I don't want to see comps. Big up. Don't show me no comps, bro.
Mike Gotts in it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to, because that's how people justify nonsense. Oh my, he's gonna cost us 80K a week, and you guys want to sign and die for 160? Yes, I do. Yeah, I do want to sign him. I don't care about the 80K, 160. That has nothing to do with me. Do I get a cut if he makes 80K?
Nope.
I don't get a cut.
I could get a cut.
Do you know who gets that cut? Do you know who gets that cut? Win, Stanley, and Stewart. We know that based on last year. They pay themselves more. Because they're saving on, quote unquote, they're saving on wages. It goes to them. It's like an HR thing, right? You have an HR budget for what your wages are. If you go under that, you get, part of that, a percentage of that as bonuses. So I don't care about them saving money through wages. Man, listen, everybody go for what you want. I want the best players to bring Chelsea back to where they need to be. And even the guys that we're mentioning, they're not like the best in the world. But trust me, if we're able to get a Rodgers, get an Ndiaye, get some of these guys in, Lacroix, and Van Heck, this is going to improve our team massively.
Yeah.
But we're not the only ones who's going to go for these players. It's my point. So if you're in a competition, you got to pay a little bit more.
Yep. Simple as that.
Nothing was to change in the summer, by the way. But I don't have any faith for anything. I got no faith for a damn thing. I just know we ain't gonna lose any of our key players, bar maybe Cucurella. That's all that I feel like I know for now. Then the rest, I guess we'll see next season. But I did have to say, I do have to wrap this up, so I gotta go meet my mate. So I'm gonna wrap this, and we will see you guys tomorrow. If not, then I'll see you guys Saturday. But love to every single one of you that's locked in.
Love,
Big up my G's. Great to chat to all of you guys. Take care, guys. Love up.